Good morning, everyone. Hope all of you are doing fine. Hope you had a sound sleep. Hope you did not have horrible cat dreams. Hi, Ansh. Okay, so how many of you have started dreaming profit and loss, numbers? How many of you are dreaming verbal, logical reasoning? Have any of you started dreaming them? Not yet. Too early. Too early to dream cat preparation. Okay, maybe after a module or two, you will start doing it. Don't worry. Dreaming after MBA life. Yes, you should dream after MBA life because that's good enough a reason for you to prepare seriously for CAT and all the other exams. Correct. So it's a great sign if just like Arman, others have also started dreaming about after MBA kya hoga. Correct. So I will have a good opportunity. I will possibly go to a foreign country, possibly spend a few years there, if not settle down. I will have a big car. I will have loads of money. I will have big house, and then I will start doing yoga so that I get peace of mind after I have got everything else. Right. So hope you get a balance of everything in life, and the best way to start the balance is with CAT preparation. Right. So let's start. Linear and quadratic equations. Hope you have gone through the pre-class videos of QA 1.4 as I had posted on the group also, the Telegram group. It will be of immense use. Which concepts are we going to study today? Linear equations in 1 to 3 variables, solving simultaneous equations, number of roots of simultaneous equations, standard form of quadratic equation, finding roots of quadratic equation, and word problems. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover today. Assuming you have gone through the pre-class videos, I am going to move slightly faster today, but I keep saying this, if you have any problem, you should stop me. Otherwise, I will go at a reasonable pace, stop after a while for a question to get inside your senses, and then I will go ahead. Okay, let's start. Classify each of the following on the basis of order, number of variables, and number of terms. Okay, so what do we need? We need order. So we need to find the order of the equation, the number of variables, and number of terms. Now, what is order? You look at every term. You look at every term, find out the sum of indices of each variable. Sum of indices of each variable. For example, here there is only one variable x, right? So the order of the power of x. The power of x is 4, and the index of y is 5. The index here is 2 and 1. So the sum is 3. Okay, I'm just summing up all the indices. Here it is 1. Here it is 6, isn't it? 3 plus 3. Here it is 1, 1, 1. So sum of all the indices, sum of all the indices of every variable. And here also it is 3. By the way, you will realize that this term will cancel with this term. So before finding out order, number of variables, and number of terms, always simplify the given expression, cancel out if something can be, or club all the terms which have the same variable part. Right. So here it was x square y in both the terms, they got cancelled, and minus 4. So if you look at what is the order of the equation, it is 6 because that is the highest sum of powers of of the dependent variables. Rather, I should just say variables. Okay, so x and y are variables. X and y are variables. Sum of their powers is 6, which is more than the sum of powers of the variables in any other term. And hence the order is 6, correct? Everywhere else it is less than 6. Here it is 4, here it is 5. So total being 6. Number of variables x, y, and z. So there are 3 variables, and the number of terms after I have cancelled out the 3xy square and negative 3xy square. Now I can say it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and which other term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which term? Yes, this term is also there. Correct. So there are total of 6 terms. There are total of 6 terms. This is only for to build a basic understanding of the concept of order, variables, and terms. More academic exercise. Don't expect questions based on this. Okay, but you should know what the order is and how to find the number of terms after simplification. Great. Simplify. Now it's only about, first of all, expanding the bracket. So first expand the bracket and then club all the terms which have the same variable part. For example, you will say 4xy square and negative 2y square x, which is same as negative 2x square y. So club all the terms which have same variable part. So 3x cube and 3x cube also has same variable part, right? Similarly, y cube can't be combined with anything else. So on simplification, what you will get is 6x cube plus 5xy square plus xy plus y cube. Very, very self-explanatory. I'm not spending much time on it. You can go through the solution and check the answers if you have attempted these questions earlier. Right? What you see here is a plus b, a minus b format. Correct? In this sum, which should give you the answer of a square minus b square. Just that it is written in the opposite order. So a is equal to 4y and b is equal to 5x. So 4y plus 5x in the first bracket, 4y minus 5x in the second bracket. So it is going to take the form of a square minus b square. Same is the case with the last term. Okay, what happens in the last term? In question C, what happens? All the terms are going to get cancelled. If you expand the bracket, all the terms will get cancelled and you should get the answer 0. Yes, you can see all the terms getting cancelled and the answer is 0. Nothing much to explain here. Okay. If 12 is added to 3 times a number, 12 is added to 3 times a number, and the result is divided by 5, original number is obtained. Now, while the solution is step by step visible to you, let's logically go through how to convert English into maths. This is first of all English into maths. So 12 is added to 3 times a number. So first of all, I am going to assume the number to be x. So if the number is x, 3 times the number becomes 3x. Adding 12 to it becomes 3x plus 12. So this is how I start with a small part and keep expanding it, right? So x, 3x, 3x plus 12, and finally the result is divided by 5. See how I am going inside out, and hence what I should get is 3x plus 12 upon 5. And 3x plus 12 upon 5 is same as the original number. So the equation I get is 3x plus 12 upon 5 is equal to x. On solving, I can easily get x is equal to 6. So the number is 6. Correct. Hope all of you are with me. Very, very basic elementary sums, and you can stop me if you don't understand something. Okay, nice. Very well. If the number is multiplied by 10, just focus on the question. Don't worry about solution. If the number is multiplied by 10, the resultant number is the square of original number. So if the number is multiplied by 10, assume the number to be x. So when it is multiplied by 10, it will become 10x. The resultant number is square of the original number. Square of the original number. So x square is equal to 10x. X square is equal to 10x, which on factorization will give me x into x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now we have this tendency of saying x is equal to 10 and go ahead. But understand, there are two possibilities, either x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 10. Remember, square of 0 is also 0. And if you multiply 0 with anything, it is going to remain 0. So 10 into 0 is same as 0 square. Both are equal to 0. So one solution is 10 and other solution is 0. There are two solutions to this question, understandably, because I have a quadratic equation. So whenever I have a quadratic, I have to have two solutions or two values of x which fulfill that quadratic equation, right? So only message here is don't rush to a conclusion just by saying x square is equal to 10x and divide x from both sides. I can do that. Sure, Asta, I will go a little slow. Hope you have understood so far. Great. So if x is multiplied by 10, hope you understood how we got 10x is equal to x square. Right? Now x square is equal to 10x also translates or leads to x square minus 10x is 0. which will factorize to x into x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now there are two possibilities, either this term becomes 0 or this term becomes 0. In either case the equation will become 0. So either I take x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 10. So there are two possible values of x. Remember, in any quadratic equation I have to have two roots, that is two values of x which will satisfy that quadratic equation. Now those two values may be same, may be different depending on the quadratic equation. Right, so all we need to realize is don't get carried away seeing x square is equal to 10x, say x is equal to 10 and the matter is over. No, x can be 0 also, is the only reason why this question has been introduced, so that you keep in mind multiple possibilities or values that x can take. Are we good, Asta? Okay, great. Hope all of you are with me as usual. Again, there is a question missing in between. If you come across any question, you will find in the post class videos, right? You will be able to see the video solutions. Maybe here's a numbering mistake. It should not be 5. According to me, it should be 4 in my book. Now, 1 plus p square by 4 upon 1 minus p square by 4. Now, it might be a little clumsy to work with the fractions. So the first step I am going to do is multiply numerator and denominator by 4 so that I don't have any fractions left. I am going to multiply numerator and denominator by 4. So what will be the numerator? P square plus 4p plus 4 upon denominator is going to be 4 minus p square. Right? What do I notice? I notice that the numerator is nothing but p plus 2 the whole square. P plus 2 the whole square. This is something you will be able to do with observation. Correct? So this is p plus 2 into p plus 2, and denominator reminds me of a square minus b square form, where a square is 4 and b square is p square. Correct? And this should be written as a plus b, a minus b. So I'm going to write the denominator as 2 plus p, 2 minus p, isn't it? So if I can cancel p plus 2, p plus 2, only assuming that p is not equal to negative 2, otherwise you will not be able to. So p is not equal to negative 2, only then I will be able to cancel p plus 2 and p plus 2, otherwise the numerator cannot be defined, right? So the answer is going to be 2 plus p upon 2 minus p. Simple 3-step simplification, nothing in this beyond these 3 steps. Great, nice. Which of these are factors? Again, this is question 5. Which of these are factors of 81 e raised to 4 minus 1? Wouldn't it be p factorial is equal to 2? Are you referring to previous one, Sanidhya? Okay, let's go back to it later on. Okay. Yeah, so see if the, how did the denominator simplified? Okay, let me go back. Let me not start this one. Now I reached this stage where p plus 2 upon p plus 2 was there. Correct? Now I could cancel p plus 2 only if the denominator p plus 2 is not equal to 0. Only then I should be able to cancel p plus 2 in the numerator and p plus 2 in the denominator. Hence, p should not be equal to negative 2. Now you will say p should not be equal to 2 also. That is to fulfill the condition that in the original equation, p, the denominator should not become 0. So yes, p should also not be equal to 2. But that doesn't come in the way of this step. It doesn't come in the way of this step, because I need to cancel 2 plus p, for which p should not be minus 2. Okay, Sanidhya. So to describe the original expression, of course, p need not be equal to 2. But here I am using the fact that p is not equal to negative 2. Okay, Srijan, hope you are clear that we are using a fact that p should not be negative 2 to simplify from the second last step to the last step. Otherwise, yes, by nature, p should not be equal to 2 also, Shrijan. Hope you are with me. Okay, great. Now, which of the factors of 81 e raised to 4 minus 1? Now, I should be very comfortable with a square minus b square type of relation. So, I should be able to compare this with a square minus b square, which should factorize into a plus b, a minus b. So, a square will be equal to 81 e raised to 4 if I assume a to be 9e square and b square will be 1 when b is equal to 1. Denominator is 2 minus p, that means p is not, yes, so if p is not equal to 2 minus p not equal to 0, that means p can't be equal to 2. Shri Chandan, that's correct, right? Okay, now here I am going to simplify a square minus b square format into a minus b and a plus b. So this is a minus b, this is a plus b. But that is when I realize that even this can be written in the a plus b, a minus b format once again. Correct? So 9e square minus 1, 9e square plus 1. Again, this is written as a plus b, a minus b. Right? Assuming this is a square minus b square once again, I'm going to write this as a plus b, a minus b. And nothing happens to 9 square plus 1, 9e square plus 1. It is written as 9e square plus 1. Okay, so the final factorization that we have reached is this of the original term 81 e raised to 4 minus 1. Right, now let's look at the options and see which ones are factors of 81 e raised to 4 minus 1. Now I can see a 9e square plus 1 in the factorization. So obviously 9e square plus 1 is going to be a factor. Also 3 plus 1 is a factor. See, 3 plus 1 is a factor. What is 3e plus 1 made up of? 3e plus 1 is nothing but 3 into e plus 1 upon 3. 3 into e plus 1 upon 3. Right? So if 3 and e plus 1 upon 3 are factors of 3e plus 1, then e plus 1 upon 3 is also going to be a factor. E plus 1 upon 3, that is this, is also going to be a factor. Whereas 27 e cube minus 1, 27 e cube minus 1 is not going to be a factor of 81 e raised to 4 minus 1. Why? Because this is going to be of the form 3e the whole cube minus 1 cube, a cube minus b cube format. And what is a cube minus b cube format? It will be a minus b, a minus b. Remember a cube minus b cube? Let me write it here. A cube minus b cube is going to be a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. So a being 3e, square of that will be 9e square plus ab, so plus ab plus b square. Correct? So this doesn't seem to be anywhere among the options. Yes, Mehak. So did you understand why 3e plus 1 is a factor of 81 e raised to 4 minus 1, Mehak? Now I can take out 3 common from 3e and 1 and it will become 3 into e plus 1 upon 3. So once I have e into 1 upon 3, e plus 1 upon 3, I can say that e plus 1 upon 3 is a factor, Mehak. Right? So among the options, I have only two factors, which is 9e square plus 1 and e plus 1 upon 3. B and E are factors of 81 e raised to 4 minus 1. Right? So if you have gone through the theory part of this class from the courseware, or if you have seen the pre-class videos, I'm sure you are understanding much faster. What about option Astha? 9 minus e square. So if I look at 9 minus e square, how can I write it as? It will be 3 minus e and 3 plus e. Correct? Now, do you see them in the options in the factorization? Do you see them in the factorization? 3 plus e is not there in the factorization, right? And even a 3 minus e is not there in the factorization. So 9 minus e square, only if each of its factors is there in the original factorization, I can see 9 minus e square will be a factor. Otherwise, it is not. So this is not. Also, I do not see 3e square plus 1. So this is also not a factor of 81 e raised to 4 minus. Nice, great. Great to see that all of you are understanding this. What should be added to 4x square minus 16x to make it a perfect square? Now in school, have we learned a property that in a perfect square, okay, constant term is equal to middle term square upon 4 into first term. Constant term in any perfect square expression, in any expression which is a perfect square, constant term should be middle term square upon 4 into first term. So what is middle term? Middle term is negative 16x the whole square upon 4 into 4x square. This is a property you should know, correct? Constant term is middle term square upon 4 into first term. So the square of middle term will be 256x square and my denominator is 16x square. 16 16 are 256, x square gets cancelled. So 16 should be added to 4x square minus 16x to make it a perfect square. Let's verify this. So 4x square minus 16x plus 16, if I take 4 common, will become x square minus 4x plus 4, which is 4 into x minus 2 the whole square, which in turn is 2 into x minus 2 the whole square. That means yes, 16 is the right answer, which will make this expression a perfect square. So remember this formula to verify. So either if constant term is given, you can find the middle term, or if middle term is given, you can find the constant and so on using this formula. So this is very useful when it comes to completion of squares. So completion of square is a concept which we will use in some of the upcoming classes. So for completion of square, knowing this term is important, knowing this property is important. 16x is the last term. No. So what is the form of quadratic equation? Form of quadratic equation is also always ax square plus bx plus c, Ashutosh. Correct? So c is the constant term, bx is where b is the coefficient of x, and ax square is where a is the coefficient of x square. So ax square plus bx plus c is the standard form of a quadratic expression. So 16x is the middle term and constant is the last term. Ashutosh. Okay, everyone, all with me? Very nice. Hope all of you are understanding. We verified because we are getting two roots. No, Asta, we just verified to see whether our method is convincing. Otherwise, no need to check. Okay, this is just to see that, okay, what we got is right and we can use this in future also. Right. Find the value of 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1, this is question number 7. 2 plus 1 into 2 square plus 1 into 2 raised to 4 plus 1 into 2 raised to 8 plus 1. Now, are we supposed to remember all the powers of 2 and then add and do all this multiplication and then addition? No, I'm sure things can be easier than that. Things can be easier than that. So we are going to introduce a trick here. Has anyone thought about that trick? What should be the starting point? And then we will see a pattern which we are going to replicate throughout the question. Yes, what should be the starting point? One step which is going to make our life really easy. No. Yes. So Chandan is right. Shri Chandan is right. No, not taking the commonwealth term. What we are going to do is, do you see a 1 here, which obviously we are not written? Correct? If it is 1 into 4, we just write it as 4, right? So hope all of you can see that before this bracket called 2 plus 1, there is a 1, right? 1 into anything is the same number. So there is a 1 here. So I am going to write that 1 as 2 minus 1. Okay, so multiplying by 2 minus 1 in the first part. So there is this implicit 1 just after the square root is. Just after the square root is, there is a 1. Now I am going to rewrite that 1 as 2 minus 1. So what will be the whole expression? This is what I have added, 2 minus 1. The entire other expression is same. Nothing has been done to the other expression. It is same. Just that I have introduced that 2 minus 1 before the main term. Before the main term. This whole expression is not going to change. I have introduced a 2 minus 1. And now I am going to recurringly use this property. A minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. So this is a minus b, a plus b. What I get? A square minus b square, 2 square minus 1. Then I say 2 square minus 1, 2 square plus 1. What should I get? 2 raised to 4 minus 1. Then what do I say? 2 raised to 4 minus 1, 2 raised to 4 plus 1. Finally, I say 2 raised to 8 minus 1, 2 raised to 8 plus 1. Okay, this is not there. Yeah, it is there, but it is after the bracket. Yes, it is there after the bracket. So what should be my answer? My answer should be 2 raised to 16. Correct? It is 2 raised to 16 under root. So the answer is 2 raised to 8 or 256. So it is just a simple introduction of one step, which is rewriting this 1 as 2 minus 1 here. Right? Nothing else was done to any other terms, and recursive use of a plus b, a minus b as a square minus b square. Right? Anyone has not understood, please post. Why 2 minus 1, Divya? Because I wanted to use this a square minus b square property recursively, and hence I wrote 1 as 2 minus 1. I wanted to make my calculations easier. Right? So I noted that the positive part a plus b was there, lots of bracket with positive part. What was missing is negative part. So I wrote 1 as 2 minus 1, Divya. And please post your queries in the chat box only. Great, all of you are with me. Hope the pace is okay. Nice, nice. Let's proceed. Okay, Rajni is 7 times as old as his son. Okay, this is question 8. Rajni is 7 times. What about that plus 1? Srini, I am going to use a minus b, a plus b, right? And okay, so we did take care of Srinidhi. Let's see, let's go back. Okay, my request is please ask the question when I am showing a particular slide. Okay, I give you sufficient number of seconds to think about your possible answers. So this minus 1 gets added to the plus 1 and it becomes 0, Srinidhi. So it is just root of 2 raised to 16, which gives me 2 raised to 8. This plus 1 minus 1 cancels out, Srinidhi. Okay? Yes. Okay. Now Rajni is 7 times as old as his son. After 3 years, he will be 5 times his son's age. What is Rajni's present age? So simple thing. Suppose today his son is X years. So how old is Rajni? Rajni is 7 times as old. So he is 7x. After 3 years. So after 3 years, what will be the ages? Both are going to grow older by 3 years. So son is going to be x plus 3. Rajni is going to be 7x plus 3. And then he will be 5 times. So Rajni will be 5 times the son's age. So 7x plus 3 is going to be 5 times x plus 3, which simplifies to 7x plus 3 is 5x plus 15. I take 3 on right hand side, 5x comes on left hand side. So 2x is equal to 12, x is equal to 6. But what have we been asked? What is Rajni's present age? Correct? So what is Rajni's present age? Rajini's present age is 7x. So always keep an eye on what have you been asked. Generally, we tend to get swayed away when we are pressed for time. X is what we found. Okay, answer is X. No, what has been asked. X is just for our comfort, but what has been asked is 7x. So never lose sight of what has been asked. Right, Kanishka, Tamanna, all of you have got the right answer. So Rajini's present age is 42 years. Right, converting English into maths, that is the first step to solving a lot of linear as well as quadratic equations. Answer is 45. Rishita, no, answer is 42 because that's Rajini's present age. If at all there is a error at the back, you can correct it to 42. No, after 3 years, no, you have been asked Rajini's present age, Rishita. After 3 years, he will be 5 times his son's age. Let him be. Okay, so today's age is 42. Yeah, this is what I need to find out. Rajini today. Okay. Yes. Amitabh is 30 years older than Abhishek. Amitabh is 30 years older than Abhishek. 4 years back, 4 years back, Amitabh was thrice the age of Abhishek. How old is Amitabh? Correct. How old is Amitabh? So the implicit word is today. So we are supposed to find today's age of Amitabh. Okay. How do we start? Suppose Abhishek is X years old today. Today. Okay. So Amitabh is going to be 30 years older. So Amitabh is going to be 30 years older, 30 years older than Abhishek today. Now 4 years back, that is 4 years ago, both were younger. Both were, yes, this is question number 9. So both were younger by 4 years. So x plus 30 was x plus 26 and x was x plus 4, x minus 4. Remember, we are discussing 4 years back. And Amitabh was thrice the age of Abhishek. Amitabh was thrice the age of Abhishek. So x plus 26 was 3 into x minus 4. This was Amitabh and this was Abhishek. Solve for x. Correct. But what you need is the present age of Amitabh. So you need to find the value of x plus 30 once you find x. So once you find x is equal to 19 by solving this equation, add 30 to it and you get 49 years as Amitabh's current age. Go through the entire one. I'm sure you will understand. So assume Abhishek's today's age. Calculate Amitabh's today's age. 4 years back. Write the expression. Relate the expression with the ratio of 3, thrice the age of Abhishek. Solve for x. Add 30 to it to find out Amitabh's today's age. How can we get 26? X plus 24, x plus 26, Harsh, was Amitabh's age 4 years back. Remember, if x plus 30 is his today's age, I will have to subtract 4 from x plus 30. Right? So what do we get? If I subtract 4 from x plus 30, I get x plus 26. How we get 3, Vaishnavi? Because Amitabh is thrice the age of Abhishek. Thrice the age of Abhishek. Rishita, wait, let's not confuse with the previous question. I will go back to previous question if required. There we had assumed something else as x, and here something else is x. So don't compare the two questions. Treat each question independently. Has everyone understood this question? Right? We got 3 because Amitabh is thrice the age of Abhishek. Okay, now again, last time in the previous one, what we found out was x, and what is present age? So we are supposed to find 7x. We got x is equal to 6, we got 7x as 42. We have not been asked what will be Rajini's age after 3 years. We have been asked his present age. If the question asked what was Rajini's age after 3 years, then we would have said 42 plus 3. Correct. So future age of Rajini has not been asked. Present age has been asked. Shadan says Amitabh can be X minus 30. See, Amitabh is 30 years older than Abhishek. Amitabh is not 30 years younger to Abhishek, Shadan. So it has to be, if Abhishek is X, Amitabh has to be X plus 30. Right? We have not been told that difference of ages is 30, in which case X plus 30, X minus 30 is possible. But here he is older. So it has to be X plus 30, Shadan. Right? Older is the word used. Hope all of you are clear. Pushkaraj, Abhishek can be X minus 30 if you assume Amitabh to be X. So it depends on what you start with. Right? No problem. But then the entire equation will change, but your answer will not change. So if you assume Amitabh as X, Abhishek will become X minus 30. Then 4 years ago, Amitabh will change to X minus 4. Abhishek will change to something else. If Amitabh was X, then it will be otherwise. Then Abhishek will be divided. Abhishek will not be divided. The ratio will remain the same. Fagun. Okay, the answer will not change, just that the expression will change. Right? So if you assume this as X, this will become X minus 30. Then 4 years back, it will become X minus 4. I'm just discussing a scenario. Okay, this will become X minus 4. This will become X minus 34. And still, this will be 3 times X minus 34, 4 years back. Right? If you simplify this, you will still get X as you will get the answer same as what we got. But then you would have to see what you started with. Okay, you will have to see what you started with and then get the answer. Right? So don't worry. If Amitabh is of 81 years, sorry for a bad one, Rahul. Yeah, I appreciate your bad one. But let's discuss this on offline. Okay. So Madhubala was asked her age. She replied, in 3 years. In 3 years, my age will be 1.5 times of what it was 6 years ago. Okay, in 3 years, my age will be 1.5 times of what it was 6 years ago. Question is, how old is Madhubala? That means her present age has been asked. Her present age has been asked. Right? So, how will you start? If we assume the present age as X. Okay, so in 3 years, what will she become? She will become X plus 3. Just concentrate on different parts. My age will be 1.5 times of what it was 6 years ago. Now 6 years ago, she was X minus 6 if her present age is X. So after 3 years, X plus 3, 6 years back, X minus 6. The relationship between these two is that X plus 3 is 1.5 times. Pay attention. X plus 3 is 1.5 times X minus 6. Right? So X plus 3 should be 1.5 times X minus 3. Now what is 1.5? 1.5 is nothing but 3 by 2. Correct? 1.5 when converted to a improper fraction is 3 upon 2. So what is the relationship? English converted to maths now. X plus 3 should be 3 upon 2 times of X minus 6. Right? This is the age 3 years later. This is the age 6 years back. Solve for X. You get 24. What have you been expecting? X. X is what you got. X is what you need. So how old is Madhubala? She is 24 years. So break the question, the word question in different parts. Assume an expression to each of those parts and then relate. This is the reason why we should not ask people their age. We should not be asking females about their age anyways, because they are 20, anywhere between 20 to 25. They will be 20 to 25 and they were 20 to 25. Yes, Savita, 1.5 times. So 1.5 is 1.5. And can I not write 1.5 as 3 by 2? This is just for the ease of calculation. Right? 1.5 is 3 by 2, Savita. Correct. So never ask females their age. They were always 20. They will always remain 20. Great. Hope all of you have understood. Hope I am not going fast. What was this question number? This was question number 10. Okay, just start ticking in your courseware. Even if the number differs, you will be able to match the question wording. Okay, very easy ones. Raj is multiplying two numbers. This is question number 11. Raj is multiplying two numbers. Okay. By mistake, he read one of the numbers as 52 instead of 25. He read one of the numbers as 52 instead of 25. Silly mistakes. All of us are good at silly mistakes, right? So Raj is one of us. We feel a feeling of oneness. Raj is just like us. He also does silly mistakes. As a result, his answer increased by 486. As a result, his answer increased by 486. What was the other number? Okay. So there should be two numbers. Let the other number be x. Go step by step. Okay. Let the other number be x. What is the first number? The original number should have been 25. The correct one. Okay. So the correct one should have been taken as 25. It was incorrectly taken. It was incorrectly read as 52. Hope all of you are clear about this. He read one of the numbers as 52 instead of 25. So 25 was correct, 52 was incorrect. The product of two numbers. One of the other number was assumed to be x. So one product is going to be 25x, other product is going to be 52x. Correct. So the correct one, I can say original is the correct one. The correct one should have been 25 into x. The wrong one or the incorrect one was 52 into x. As a result, the answer increased by 486. The answer increased by 486. That means the difference between two products should be 486. Correct. Difference of two products. Difference of product should be 486. Product was done in both cases, 25x, 52x. Difference should be 486. So 52x, which is the wrong product, and correct product, which was 25x, their difference is 486. Solve for it. X is equal to 18. We got x, we wanted x, so the answer is 18. So basically we are saying 52 into 18, right? 52 into 18 minus 25 into 18 should be 486. This is the meaning of the question, correct? Yes. 52 into 18 minus 25 into 18 is 486. He should have done this. He did this. So his answer increased by 486. Correct? Fairly straightforward. Hope all of you have understood this. Right. So once you go through the illustrative questions or examples which are given in the theory part of courseware, that will also help you. And once you solve the practice exercise questions of QA 1.4 after the class, that is going to reiterate your concepts, reinstate your concepts. Yes. Amir went to the market to buy dozen apples. Dozen apples. Okay. Dozen is 12. Don't ask me in which state. Okay. In every state, in every country, a dozen is equal to 12. Okay. So one student had asked me during a class, sir, are we talking about Indian scenario or foreign scenario? So I told him, sorry, dozen is 12 in every scenario. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether you are in US or India or Agra or somewhere else, dozen is always 12. But found himself 4 rupees short. Okay. Found himself 4 rupees short. Instead, if he bought 10 apples, he returned with 10 rupees. Okay, so he buys 12 mangoes, he is 4 rupees short. He does not have that much change. If he bought 10 apples, he returned with 10 rupees left over. How much is cost of an apple? Yes, so Tanmay has found the answer. Let's get a smart way of answering this question. Okay, how many apples did he buy less? How many apples did he buy less in the second scenario? Can all of you participate? How many apples less did he buy in the second case? Yes, Tanishq, Mansi, Tamanna, Disha, Sevita, Jalaj, Chadan, and all others would have understood that he bought 2 apples less. Correct, 2 apples less. Now, as a result, how much money did he save? Earlier, he was 4 rupees short, correct? So he did not have 4 rupees. And in this case, he was left with 10 rupees. Earlier, he was minus 4, remember? And now he was plus 10 left with him in his pocket. So, how much money did he save by not buying those 2 apples? No, Savita, it's not 6. Remember, he was 4 rupees short. Now he is 10 rupees surplus. Understand this very, very well. Yes, Rishita, Shadan, all of you are right. So from 4 rupees short, I went to 10 rupees plus, correct. That means he saved rupees 14 as Jalaj rightly says, correct. From minus 4, he went to plus 10, minus 4 to plus 10, just by buying 2 apples less. So can I say he saved 14 rupees? He saved 14 rupees. Correct, did not have 4, now he has plus 10, difference is 14 rupees. This is by not buying 2 apples. Correct, so first case 12 apples bought 4 rupees less, so minus 4, and then 10 apples bought 10 rupees more, that is plus 10. So by not buying 2 apples he saved 14 rupees. So cost of 1 apple has to be 7 rupees. Is it a smart method? Yeah, of course, conventional method 12x minus 4 is equal to 10x plus 10 would give you the same thing, right? Even if you say 12x minus 4 because 4 rupees short is 10x plus 10, even that will give you same answer, but this is more elegant way of solving a question. Okay, so this is a smarter way. This looks like a aptitude exam type of a way of solving question. Right, otherwise what you had earlier is 10th standard way of solving question. Start getting used to this. Okay, nice, very good. Okay, again, don't look at the solution, look at the question first. Madhuri takes a 2-digit number. This is question 13. Question 13. Madhuri takes a 2-digit number. She reverses it and subtracts the result from original number. Just focus on the question. Madhuri takes a 2-digit number, reverses it. So if she starts with AB, then she changes it to BA. Okay, this is how a 2-digit number looks. So AB she changes to BA, subtracts the result from the original number. Subtracts the result from original number. Now suppose I take any 2-digit number, for example 13. Then how do I write it as? How do I expand it as? 1 into 10 plus 3, because we are following decimal system, decimal number system, isn't it? Or if I take a number 52, how do I expand it? How I write it? 5 into 10 plus 2, because this is a units place and this is a tens place. Remember units place and tens place. So can I say if the original number is AB, I can always expand it as 10 into A plus B, just like we did in this case 13 or 52, where A is in the tens place and B is in the units place. Hope all of you have understood this. So any 2-digit number which is of AB, which I can write as AB, is actually what? 10A plus B. So reverse of it, BA, is 10B plus A. Suppose I do this, 25 is the reverse. I will write it as 10 into 2 plus 5. Correct? So same thing applied here also. So it will become 10 into b plus a. Subtract the result from original number. Subtract the result from original number. So original number was 10a plus b, and the result is 10b plus a, which I got after reversing it. So it is 10a plus b, that is the original number, and result is 10b plus a. Subtract it, I get 54. Simplify it, I will get a minus b as 6. A minus b as 6. Hope all of you have understood till now. Now find all possible values of a and b which will satisfy this equation a minus b equal to 6. Correct? Which different values of a and b will fulfill this? Hope all of you have calculated. Yeah, which different values of a minus b will fulfill this? Yes, Ashutosh is getting it. I'm sure others are also getting this. Yes, Jalaj also got this. So possibilities, let's see. I can have a 6 and a 0. I can have a 7 and a 1, 8 and a 2, 9 and a 3. Correct? So not 3 possibilities. I can have 4 possibilities of A, B. Right? So the number can be 60, 71, 82 or 93. As Arman has also rightly found out, I can have 4 such numbers. I can have 4 such numbers. Yes, if it reverse, it becomes 0, 6, Apurva. Am I saying that the reverse has to become a 2-digit number, Apurva? No, nowhere have we said it. We just said it, I reverse it, subtract it from the original number, and what I get is 54. That's fine, isn't it, Apurva? So pay attention to the specifics of the wording. Subtract the result. We are not saying subtract a 2-digit number. So it's okay. Okay. Can we take negative values? No, Isha, don't take negative values, because if you take 2-digit number, then it's a reasonable assumption that it's going to be a positive one. Yes. Now, the next one is a little twist. What does it say? Sridevi now takes 14th question. This question will have, so Jalaj has already cracked it. It takes a 2-digit number and subtracts it from the number obtained by reversing the original number. So now, in the initial question or earlier question, we subtracted result from original. Now we are going to subtract original from the result. So original number is 10a plus b, reversed number is 10b plus a. And what we are going to do is from the reverse number, I am subtracting the original number. Read the wording, it says subtracts it from the number obtained by reversing the original number. So I get b minus a is equal to 6. How many possible numbers here? Jalaj has already found out. Can others quickly find out how many possible numbers will be there? Possible cases of b minus a. Pawan, if I ask this, there was a reason behind it. So write them down and get the exact answer. Let's not do guessing here. Some of you have got the answer. Arman, no. Was it a typo? Tanishq, no. Apurva, yes. Yes, Sri Chandan is also right. Now let's see if you start. Let's first theoretically just write down the values of B and A. Then we'll see whether all are practically possible or not. Let's first theoretically write. Okay, remember the word theoretically. Now B minus A being 6 can theoretically have AB as 0 and 6, or I can have a 1 7, I can have a 2 8, and I can have a 3 9. Now, is there a problem with some of these cases? Is there a problem with some of these cases? I have to take a 2-digit number. Can I say 06 is a valid 2-digit number AB? No. Correct, 06 is not the correct 2-digit number. because the tens place cannot be 0 if it's a 2-digit number. No, Pravan, you can't substitute. No need to substitute. All we are saying is the first case is not applicable because 06 cannot be taken. It's not a 2-digit number. Earlier it was possible, but here it is not permissible. So 06 cannot be taken. Only 3 numbers are possible. This I am going to discard. 172839 are legitimate 2-digit numbers. I am subtracting original number from the reverse. Is the only difference over the previous question. So here 3 numbers are possible, not 4. Hope all of you are with me. Hope the pace is okay today. Yes, b is equal to a plus 6. Hope a is, but you have to ensure that a is not 0 because that's a tens place and this is a units place, right? So are guys still feeling that I'm going slow? Let me know. Okay, no response. So I assume that it's a fine speed, not slow. Okay, let's go with the next ones. If there is a bowl of grapes, question number 15, 1-5, question number 1-5. If there is a bowl of grapes lying on the table, Rishi walks in, eats half the grapes plus 3 extra grapes. Shashi walks in and eats half the remaining grapes plus 3 extra grapes. Finally, Shammi walks in and eats half the remaining grapes plus 3 extra grapes. The bowl is now empty. How many grapes were there to begin with? Now, you may have this tendency of going from beginning to the end. This question should be done from the end to the beginning. Okay, let's see how. Pay attention. The bowl is now empty, right? The bowl is now empty. What did Shammi do? Shammi walks in, eats half the remaining grapes plus 3 extra grapes. Shammi walks in, eats half the remaining grapes plus 3 extra grapes. So can I say after eating 3 extra grapes, the bowl was empty? No, not 7/2. You can't have 7/2 grapes. Correct? He ate the half the remaining grapes plus 3 extra grapes. After eating 3 extra grapes, the bowl was empty. So can I say something minus 3 was equal to 0? This is the empty bowl, right? That means 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. But Shammi ate half the remaining grapes plus 3 extra grapes. So can I say there were 6 grapes. He ate half of them and there were also 3 more grapes that he ate. So there were 6 grapes. He ate half of them, so he ate 3. 3 were left and he ate 3 extra grapes. So these are those extra grapes and these are half of 6 that he ate. Is everyone clear so far? So when Shammi entered, there were 6 grapes. He ate half of them, that is 3, and 3 additional. So he ate all 6. Right? So this happened when Shammi entered. So when Shammi entered, 6 of them, half of them eaten, 3 left. He ate 3 extra. So 0 was left. Who had entered before him? Shashi had entered. No, Rishita, don't worry. We will find the right answer, not a directional answer. Now, Shashi had come before him. Can I say after eating 3 extra grapes, 6 were left? After eating 3 extra grapes, 6 were left. So there were 9. Remember, these 3 were extra. But 9 were left after he ate half of remaining ones. After he ate half of remaining ones, 9 were left. So can I say there were 18 grapes initially when Shashi entered? Correct? When Shashi entered, there were 18. Half of it 9. So he had eaten 9. He also ate 3. So 6 grapes were left. Is everyone with me so far? Right, just go by the wording. Half of what? Initial number. So what I circle is initial number. So when Shammi entered, 6 were there. When Shashi entered, 18 were there. Now let's finish it with Rishi. So when Rishi entered, there were 18 grapes. Correct? This 6 goes here. This 18 goes here. Now he had eaten 3 extra grapes. He had eaten 3 extra grapes. That means there were 21 grapes before he ate those extra grapes. Right? Before he ate extra grapes, 3 were there. But these 21 were after he ate half of what was initially there. So this initial number should be 42. Correct? So in a nutshell, the journey of eating grapes, wow, what a journey, was like this. So 18, right? So when Rishi entered, he saw 42, he had 21, he had 3 extra, he was left with 18. This is where Shashi enters. Shashi eats half of it. He also ate 3, and then he is left with 6. This is where Shammi enters. He eats half of it, 3 extra. Remember, these 3 is extra. What a journey of eating grapes. Yeah, correct. So very grapey journey. So how many grapes were there? 42. Right? Very, very self-explanatory one. Go through this, but this question has only been introduced with an intent to tell you that some questions should be started from the end and you should reach the beginning. It need not always be a unidirectional journey. Right? Nice one, interesting one. Yes. Similarly, you would have seen a puzzle, story of grape with a lesson. Yeah, Jalaj. You would have also seen that a teaser, maybe that there is a devotee. A devotee goes to a temple and there is a big a lake outside the temple, and then there are flowers. So he picks half of the flowers and then he offers it to God. Then he goes to the next temple, the number of flowers increases. Okay, it's a magical lake. I don't know where to find it. Magical lake. And then the number of grapes, number of lotuses or number of flowers becomes twice, and he repeats this. And finally, he is left with so many flowers. So, what was the initial number of flowers? Okay, so that devotee, lakes and flower is a similar case. Okay, let's go ahead. Hope all of you are with me. Nargis, question 16. Nargis takes a 3-digit number and reverses it. She subtracts the original number from the new number. Now this is a 3-digit number. She subtracts the original number from the new number obtained, getting the answer as 594. How many possible values of n could exist? Now, if we wrote 2-digit number AB as 10A plus B, how will I write 3-number digit ABC as? How can I expand it? Yes, can all of you answer? How will I expand the 3-digit number ABC as? How should I expand it? Yes, I've started getting answers. Correct. Mansi is right. Who else can expand ABC? Fagun is also right. Sevitha is right. So you guys have got a hang, and girls have got a hang, that this is 100A plus 10B plus C. Yes, Apurva, if it was XYZ. Yes, Shadan, you are also right. So now, if you reverse it, it will become 100C plus 10B plus A, isn't it? So if you start with ABC, original number is 100A plus 10B plus C, and reversed, it is going to become CBA. So let's expand both and find their difference. Now I am subtracting the original number. Remember, so this is the reverse number and I am subtracting the original number from it. If you subtract the original from the new number, that is after reversing. So if I expand this in the form that we know, 100C plus 10B plus A minus so and so. So what do I get as a result? 99 times C minus A. Remember that 100A becomes negative. A minus 100A. So it is minus 99A. Pagun, it is not plus 99A, it is minus 99A. So how many possibilities of C minus A, or what is the value rather, what is the value of C minus A? 6. So can you tell me how many possible values of N could exist? Yes, how many values of N could exist? Good that you have figured out. Why we take 100, Vaishnavi? Because if the number is say 125, for example, if the number is 125, this is hundreds place, tens place and units place. How would you expand this? 100 into 1 plus 2 into 10 plus 5. Just like we did with a 2-digit number in the previous one, Vaishnavi. Hope you are with me. Yeah, hundreds place, so I added 100 into 1. Okay, now I get different values of C minus A, which give me 6. But what we have not discussed is all the possible values that B can also take. B can take any value from 0 to 9, because this equation is independent of B. This equation is independent of B. So B can take all permissible values 0 to 9. So 17, 28, 39, correct? There is no fourth possibility, but there are 0 to 9. So 10 possibilities of B in each of these 3 cases. In each of these 3 cases, B can take any value. Hence, the total answer is going to be 30 values. So there can be 30 such numbers which give me the same relationship. Right? So modification of the previous one, B comes into picture and it can be any value. Hope all of you are with me. Hope you have understood this. How 30, Astha? 10 plus 10 plus 10. Right? So with 17, 10 numbers possible. With 28, 10 numbers possible. So Astha 0 to 9. So the numbers could be something like 107, 117, 127, 137 up to 197. Then I can have a 208, 218, 228 and so on up to 298. And I can have a 309, 319, 329 and so on up to 399. Is it clear, Astha? Yeah, good question. But a very basic question. Once you start understanding the complexity of questions, you will realize that this is the easiest question to just to get your thinking hat in place. No exam will ask such a stupid, I should say, question. Okay? Right. Ravindra has 3 times, this is question 17. Ravindra has 3 times as much money as Arvinda does. If Ravindra gives a quarter of his money to Arvinda, Arvinda will have 80 rupees less than Ravindra. How much money does Arvind start with? Now don't jump to assuming any particular variable. First, read the construct of the question. Ravindra has 3 times as much money as Arvind does. 3 times. And Ravindra gives a quarter of his money to Arvinda. Okay, so I should assume some variable for Ravindra, which is 3 into something. Okay, I should assume some value for Ravindra, which is 3 into something. But Ravindra also gives a quarter of his money. What is a quarter? 1/4, correct? 1/4. So I should also assume money that Ravindra has as 4 into something. To avoid fractions, I should assume a suitable value for Ravindra's money, which should be a multiple of 3 and it should be a multiple of 4 also. Of course, with some variable. Correct? So I will not assume that Arvinda has X and Ravindra has 3X. I will not do that. I will assume a number which is multiple of both 3 and 4. I will assume a number which is both 3 and 4 so that I don't get Arvinda's amount also as a fraction. I don't like fractions. So assume the amount that Ravindra has as a multiple of 3 and 4. so that Arvinda's money is also an integer. So I'm going to assume let Arvinda has 4x and let Ravindra has 12x. Hope all of you understood the logic of 12x. 12 is a multiple of both 3 and 4. I'm just trying to assume, I'm trying to avoid any fractions in the whole scheme of calculations. Correct. So I assumed Ravindra as 12x and not 3x or 4x because 12 is a multiple of 3 and 4. So let Arvinda have 4x, Ravindra has 12x. If Ravindra gives a quarter of his money to Arvind, so Ravindra is going to give quarter of money. So out of 12x, he is going to give away 3x, which is quarter of 12x. He will be left with 9x. On the other hand, Arvinda, who started with 4x, he has got 3x additional now. So he is left with 7x. Right? So Ravindra gave away 3x, Arvinda received 3x. Now, after doing this, Arvinda still has 80 rupees less than Ravindra. So difference of these two new amounts now, the new amounts, difference is 80. Correct? This should be 80. Okay, 9x minus 7x is 80, 80, and hence x is equal to 40. But question is, how much money did Arvinda start with? Remember, your assumption was 4x. Your assumption was not x. Because you assumed Arvinda has 4x, Ravindra has 12x. What you found is x. Be very careful to get back 4x value. That means Arvinda start with 160. So this question only teaches you how to assume appropriate variables to minimize the number of ratios and make your calculations easy. You will get the answer even if you say Arvinda x, Ravindra 3x, but then you will unnecessarily, Shadan, you will. But the intent is to minimize the calculations and maximize the ease of calculations. Shadan. That's why such simple adjustments are done. Conventional way will always work. You will get the correct answer anyways. Okay, just making matters little simple. Because in the rush of an hour, maybe your mind is more tuned to working with whole numbers rather than fractions, which is always easier. Hope all of you are with me. Great. Find unique solutions if they exist to the following pairs of equations. These are linear equations. Okay, linear equations, that means every variable x and y is raised to power of 1. In linear equation, all variables are raised to the power of 1. We have done this in 8th standard. Okay, so unique solutions if they exist. We'll see if they exist. So how do you solve such questions? Make one variable common. Make one variable common, rather the coefficient of one variable common. Right, so here what will you do? I'm going to retain the first one and I'm going to multiply the second one by 2. Isn't it? Now before that, let's revise a fact that if ax plus by is equal to c is one equation, and if say dx plus ey is equal to f is another equation, then only if a by d is not equal to b by e, the unique solution will exist. This is something important that you should realize. Okay, if a by d is not equal to b by e, then I can say unique solution. So there will be only one point of intersection of these two straight lines. Hope you realize that these two are straight lines. 3x plus 4y is 11 and 5x plus 2y is 9. So unique solution does exist here because the ratio of a by d is not equal to b by e. 3 upon 5 is not equal to 4 upon 2. Otherwise, unique solution will not exist. We'll also see examples of that scenario. Here, unique solution exists. So now I'm just going to multiply the second equation by 2, subtract it from the first one. I'm sure you know how to solve simultaneous equations, these are very small values. So I will get x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. So these 2 points, these 2 lines, these 2 straight lines will intersect in a point whose coordinates will be 1, 2. If I draw a graph with these 2 lines, then they will intersect in a point whose coordinates will be 1, 2. So yes, unique solution exists, and that solution is going to be 1, 2. Why do we need this test? A by D is equal to B by A. Yes, Mansi. If you draw on a graph, if A by D is equal to B by A, something which we'll learn in straight lines also, then A by B is equal to E by D. Suppose this line is AX plus BY is equal to C, and if DX plus EY is equal to F, what we will learn later is slope of this line is minus A upon B, and slope of this line will be minus D upon E. So if the two are equal, they will be parallel, Mansi, bang on. So if the two ratios A by B happens to be equal to D by E, there will be parallel lines. That means they are never going to meet, and there will be no unique solutions. There will be no common point on these two lines if they are parallel to each other, right? So that's why it is important to find out or verify if A by B is equal to D by E or not. If these two values are equal, A by B is equal to D by E, I can say that these two lines will never meet. Correct? So very easy to find this out. Let's go to the next one. Here it says 7p minus 2q is 15 and 2p plus 4q is 18. Can you find out whether A by B is equal to C by D? Yes or no? Wait, Rishita. We'll do that scenario also. Okay? Yes, so here also A by B is not equal to C by D. I can say they will be solved simultaneously. And again, using elimination method, I multiply the first one by 2 and add the two equations, because I see a minus 2q and a plus 4q here. We know how to solve this. It gives me p is equal to 3, q is equal to 3. Just solving simultaneous equations. So yes, a unique solution exists here also. There is only one point in which these two straight lines intersect. Right, now what could be a variation of this? By the way, we are solving question number 18. 12 cashews and 13 pears. Yeah, we'll see another exceptional case where this is not going to work, where A by B equal to C by D. We'll come across that. 12 cashews and 13 pears cost 43.50, while 8 cashews and 17 pears cost 41.5. How much will 6 cashews and 9 pears cost? So we can just, yes, correct. So someone has noticed it. Let's write the equations anyways. We can solve this with normal method, but we don't need to, right? What do we see? This is something which will come by observation. The required answer or the required expression has cashews and pears in the ratio 2:3. Remember, 6 cashews and 9 pears. So 6:9 is equal to 2 by 3. Now you will see, okay, so what? Now let's get back to what is given to us. 12 cashews plus 13 pears are going to cost 43.5. Whereas 8 cashews and 17 pears are going to cost 41.5. So that is the second equation. If you just observe and if you add these two equations, adding these two equations gives you 20c plus 30p is 85, which when simplified gives me 2c plus 3p is equal to 8.5. Right? 8.5 is 2c plus 3p. What do we need? We need 6c plus 9p. 6c plus 9p. Can we just get it by multiplying this equation by 3? Sevita likes it. Okay, so we can multiply 2c plus 3p by 3, correct? And even this side by 3. Multiply both sides by 3, you get what you want, 6c plus 9p. So it is so important for you to keep an eye on what is required. Maybe every time you don't need to simultaneously solve the equations. Mehak, why 3? Remember, I have 2c plus 3p. What I need is 6c plus 9p. How will you reach here? By multiplying by 3. Correct, you have already found this. You multiply by 3, you will get the right hand side also. Hope everyone is with me. Hope everyone has understood. So always keep an eye on what do you need. Then decide whether you want to solve simultaneous equations or not. Is the message given from this with this question. Here we use unique solution condition. You could have used, but you could have just seen that 12 by 8 is not equal to 13 by 17, Ashutosh. Right? So here we did not verify whether the equations could be simultaneously solved. But yeah, 12 by 8, 13 by 17 verbally tells me that yes, there will be a unique solution. But I don't need to find the value of C and P. What I need is 6C plus 9P. I don't need to find C and P. That is the beauty. I need 6C plus 9P. Let me just concentrate on that. We did not find unique solution condition. We said 2C plus 3P is 8.5, multiply both sides by 3, and you get 6C plus 9P as 25.5. Tamanna, felt smart. It is so important that you feel smart about yourself. Otherwise, how will examiners feel you are smart unless you feel you are? Correct. So if you are playing a tennis match, okay, the other day Carlos first felt that he can beat Djokovic. If Carlos was not sure that he could have beaten Djokovic, Djokovic would have never given up after the first set. Correct. You saw what happened in Wimbledon's final. Correct. So first Karlovic had to feel empowered. He had a faith that he can beat someone who has won 23 Grand Slams and make him wait to reach his record Grand Slam, which is 24. Right? So you be the Carlos and let Cat be Djokovic. Only if you feel you are smart, you can beat the test. Otherwise, the test is always ready to beat you. Good simile, isn't it? Yes. Can you try this one now? Next 2 minutes. Try this. Yeah. So someone has already answered this. Jalad seems to be ahead of others. He has read the questions and come, which is great, which is ideal scenario. Or maybe he just read it and figured it out. Both are welcome scenarios. Others, 2 minutes to solve this. Exactly 2 minutes. Very good. So those who have already done these questions, they are ahead of others. Good habit. Yes, started getting answers. Just like previous one, check whether you really need to solve simultaneous equations or you don't need to. No, Yashika, you should not get decimals. Oof, Rishita, no, no decimals in the answer. Maybe you are thinking too much. You are not thinking like Carlos. Mansi, yes. Tanmay, correct. Okay, if you are good observers, you should not have taken longer than this. Yes, Tamanna is right. Now stop wherever you are. This is all you will get in the exam for this kind of a question. 12p. Remember, 1 dozen is 12, no matter which country you go to. 12p plus 8e is equal to 28. That's my first equation. 4p plus 16e is 27. That's my second equation. Hold on. Keep an eye on what you need. You need 2e plus 3p. Okay. If I read it reverse, it looks like 3p plus 2e, which is not different. I already know 12p plus 8e is 28. What do I need for 3p plus 2e? What do I need to do? Do I need to solve everything or do I not need to? I just need to divide the first equation by 4, guys and girls, right? So just divide the first equation by 4. You will realize this only if you keep an eye on what you need and don't rush. We have this tendency, okay, I saw a question, let me straight away jump into solving it. Not required. So I have 12p plus 8e. I can easily divide by 4 and get 3p plus 2e. Didn't see it first. That's exactly what I'm pointing out. We have this habit, maths. Give me a question, I will crack it. You don't need to. You need to, but you don't need to attack the question. Okay, take it as it comes. So those who did the same way of dividing by 4, you have learned from what you saw in the previous question. Yes, so the answer is rupees 7. Bingo! Let's go to the next one. As part of summer internship in sales, Dev is observing the purchasing habits of customers in a cutlery shop. First customer buys 3 forks, 7 knives, 4 spoons paying 235. Second buys 3 knives, 2 spoons, 11 forks paying 250. Third one picks 7 forks, 2 spoons, 4 knives for 210. If Dev wants to buy 2 forks at the same shop, just 2 forks, okay, how much will it cost him? 2 minutes for this. This is question 21. Exactly 2 minutes. Let me see if you get it. Check your calculation, Jalaj. Your approach is right. Calculations are not. Now Jalaj is right. Pratik is right. Hope he also figured out the shortcut and he did not solve 3 equations for 3 unknowns. Deva is right. Kanishk is right. So you people have figured out how not to complicate the solution. 1 minute more. No, Astha. Yes, Ashutosh. Rishita, no. No, Astha. Again, integer answer is what you should get. Tanma is right. Okay, Rishita, wait for the solution. Let's solve. 2 minutes over. Arman, yes. Now stop everyone. Maybe you have reached somewhere, but stop. What are the three equations? Easy to form equations. Suppose there are F is the cost of one fork, K is the cost of one knife. Now why are we leaving X, Y, Z? Because once I find a very particular variable, I should be immediately able to relate it to what I need. So if I assume X, Y, Z, by the time I find X, Y, Z, I would have forgotten what X stands for, Y stands for, and Z stands for. So I assumed F, K, and S. No step brotherly treatment to the 23 or 24 variables alphabets in English. Correct? All are good. We like all of them. So why give only special treatment to X, Y, Z? Assume them as friendly ones. So F, K, and S. So the moment I find K, I know K stands for knives. So make three equations like these. What I notice is there is a 4S, 2S, 2S, 7K, 3K, and 4K. That means there is certain relationship between the coefficients, right? All I'm going to do is I'm going to no need. So I just need a price of fork. So F is what I need. What I'm going to just do is without solving, I'm going to do 2 plus 3 minus 1. So I'm going to add 2 plus 3, and from the answer, I will subtract 1. Right? So 2S will cancel with 4S, 3K, 4K will cancel with 7K. I will only be left with 7 plus 11F, from which I will subtract 3F. So what do I get? 15F is equal to 225 and F is equal to 15. All I need is 2 forks and that should be equal to 30. Disha, you didn't understand? All we need to find out is F, correct? We don't need K and S. So we did 2 plus 3. What will 2 plus 3 give me? 2 plus 3 will give me an expression which will have a 7K and a 4S, correct? If I add 2 plus 3, Disha. Hope you got this. If you add 2 plus 3, you will get 18F plus 7K plus 4S. Now you subtract 1 from it. So 7K will cancel with 7K, 4S will cancel with 4S. I will only have 18F minus 3F, which is 15F. And that is equal to 225. Because this total is 465. Correct? So 460. 460 minus 235 will give me 225. Disha. Hope you have understood now. Yeah, and then F is equal to 15. If 15F is equal to 225. So need not find all three variables. Focus on what you want. Hope all of you are with me. Hope all of you have understood. Great, Savita. Very good. Let's move on to a few other questions. Question 22. It should be 12 apples, 17 bananas, cost 87.25, 16 apples, 25 bananas, cost 119.25. How much will 2 bananas and apple cost? Okay, let me just go through the solution. I'm sure it has a similar pattern to what we did earlier. 12 apples, 17 bananas. First equation, apple stands for A, banana stands for B. First equation. Second equation will be 16A plus 25B. What do you need? You need A plus 2B. You need A plus 2B. Correct? What happens? If I solve them, I get A is equal to 5.5, B is equal to 1.26, and I get A plus 2B is equal to 8. Is there other way of doing this? Is there another way of solving A plus 2B? Just do 2. Yes, Jalaj has noticed this. Just do 2 minus 1. Just do 2 minus 1. Okay, 2 minus 1. So what does it give you? It gives you 4A plus 8B is 32 divided by 4. So just an observation is sufficient. You need not multiply both, one by 4, other by 3, etc. Not required. Observation is what will make matters easy for you. So answer is 8 rupees. Great. With rupees 500, with rupees 500, it is possible to buy 3 pizzas and 1 garlic bread, or 2 pizzas and 4 garlic breads. 3 pizzas and 1 garlic bread, so it is plus. 2 pizzas and 4 garlic breads, so again plus. How many times the cost of a garlic bread is cost of a pizza? How many times the cost of a garlic bread is cost of a pizza? Mouth watering question, but no. And breakfast time, no pizza. Okay, eat over the weekend. Don't eat junk food at least during the weekdays. Not a good habit. Okay, so only good food during weekdays. Weekend maybe it's okay. That to breakfast with a pizza, no. Sunday it is. Today is Sunday. No, it is not. Okay. So in your state, I don't know, but in my state, it's not a Sunday. Pizza party on Sunday. Okay, go ahead. Right. So what's a trick or shortcut to do this? Okay, just hear me out. If I'm buying 3 pizzas and 1 garlic bread, if I reduce one pizza, so from 3 pizzas I come down to 2 pizzas, so I have reduced 1 pizza. As a result, how many garlic breads can I increase? 3. Correct? So from 2 pizzas, if I come to 2 pizzas, that means I reduced 1 pizza. Now garlic bread, as a result, I could increase by 3. So can I say cost of 1 pizza is same as cost of 3 garlic breads? पिज्जा 1 से कम हो गया, garlic bread 3 से बढ़ गए. So the cost of 1 pizza has to be same as garlic bread because the total remains same. So this is a shortcut. Either you form equations and you can get, or just use the logic, reducing 1 pizza, you get 3 more garlic breads. So cost of a pizza should be equal to 3 times the cost of a garlic bread. So the answer is 3 times. So again, observation based question. No need to write the answer solution at all. Hope all of you are with me as we move on to challengers. Before that, quadratic equations. Yeah, Ritika. See, what did I say? If I change from 3 pizzas to 2 pizzas, I am reducing 1 pizza. It's as if I am replacing a pizza with 3 more garlic breads. Correct? 1 garlic bread becomes 4. Rishita. So reduce 1 pizza, accommodate 3 garlic breads. That means cost of 1 pizza should be same as garlic bread because my total spend is same. So 1 pizza is equal to 3 garlic breads. Clear, Rishita? Great. We are moving on nicely today. 16 skirts and 12 blouses cost 6,800. 15 blouses and 20 skirts cost 8,500. What will be cost of 9 blouses and a dozen? That is 12 skirts. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer as 5,100 rupees. It's a homework question. Yeah, so Tanish, don't waste your time in finding the price. Okay, what is more important is getting the ratio of prices. You have not been asked what's the price of a pizza. How many times pizza is garlic bread is all you need to know. So actually 500 does not matter in the earlier question. It was a redundant information. Yeah, so whichever way to solve, you can do this as a homework and the answer should be 5,100 rupees. Yes, I'm not going to show you the solution. You should find it yourself. Factorize the given quadratic polynomials. and find the roots. Right? We have done this in school. What is the simplest way to do this? We have to break the middle term. Remember, we break the middle term in such a way so that it is product of the constant term and coefficient of x square. Okay, so we break the middle term in such a way so that the constant, the middle term, uh, the two parts of middle term is same as the product of constant and coefficient of x square. So what is coefficient of x square? 6 into minus 2. This is into, remember, 6 into minus 2 gives me minus 12. So I should be able to break minus 1, which is the coefficient of x, minus 1. I should be able to write this as minus 4 plus 3. Not 4 and 3 Mehak, it is minus 4 plus 3, whose product is also minus 4 into 3 is also minus 12. So I am going to break the middle term as minus 4 plus 3. Minus 4x plus 3x takes 2x common from the first two terms. Take 1 common from the last two terms. Club them into different brackets. Equate them to 0. So each bracket becoming 0 will make my equation also 0. So x is either 2 by 3 or x is minus half. Correct? We all know this. Right? Finding the roots, that means you are going to equate it to 0. Till then it is an expression. Only if you equate it to something, it becomes an equation. Very elementary one, 8th standard. Yes. Factorize the following quadratic. Again, this is 25 and this is 25b. Okay. Wait, what was the previous one called? This is A. This is not B. Can we do by the D method? That is what? Divisor method. No need to do that. See, you will use the formula minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a only if the simple factorization does not help. Here it is just by observation that you should say this is x plus 2 the whole square. Correct? The discriminant is equal to 0. So the two equal roots exist here. Yes, you can notice that also. Or you just notice that 1 into plus 4, which is the coefficient of x square, and the constant term. Their product is plus 4. So I should be able to break the middle term, which is plus 4, as 4 into 1. So follow that. Or I can write it as 2 into 2 also, rather. I can write it as 2 into 2 plus 2. I can write 4 as 2 plus 2. So x square plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. So x into x plus 2 plus 2 into x plus 2 is 0. So x plus 2 is equal to 0. So it is going to have two roots, just that the value of both the roots is minus 2. So minus 2 minus 2. I will write the same answer twice because it's a quadratic. It has to have two roots, repeated root. Right? Great. We have 2x square minus 3x minus 9. 2x minus 3x. D is discriminant, Mansi. So discriminant is, what do we know? If ax square plus bx plus c is the quadratic, yes, discriminant or delta is given as b square minus 4ac. So there is a relationship between the nature of roots and the value of discriminant. Correct? If delta is equal to 0, what do I get? I get real and equal roots. If delta is greater than 0, what do you know from the pre-class videos? It is real but unequal roots. Correct? And if delta is less than 0, you get imaginary roots. This is a property that you keep using many times. So when we learn quadratic equations in detail, you would use these properties quite often when we draw the quadratic curves, etc. Right? This is question C, and I'm just showing, okay, not showing 2x square minus 3x minus 9. 2 into minus 9 is minus 18. So I should write this or rewrite this as this. Get 2x common. 2x plus 3, x minus 3. If this is 0, x should be either minus 3 by 2 or 3. Yes, minus 3 by 2 or 3 are my roots. Very easy. No need to spend much time on this. Right. Let's move on to challenges. Now pay attention, slightly longer but not difficult question. A telephone service provider changes a price P for a new connection, allows 30 free calls within that, okay? Charges P for a new connection, so it's like a fixed price. There are 30 free calls within that. On every extra call beyond 30th one, the charge is rupees 5. Raja has 2 connections. This is how the telephone rentals used to work. Even now, that's how the mobile also works, right? Certain calls, now calls are free. But for data, you can say certain Mbps of data is free. After that, you will start charging, they will start charging, say, 2 rupees or 3 rupees per certain bytes, megabytes, or whatever, some relationships. Raja has 2 connections, one of which he makes Q calls, the other R calls, where both Q and R are greater than or equal to 30. So greater than or equal to 30, both Q and R are greater than or equal to 30, which means some calls are definitely going to be chargeable, right? He will exceed the free call limit, which is 30. He will exhaust 30 free calls, resulting in 2 bills of 500 and 400 respectively. Had he made all calls from a single connection, his bill would have been just 800. So imagine the scenarios. He has 2 connections. On one, he makes Q calls, pays certain charges. R calls, he makes certain charges. If he had single connection, or if he would have made all the calls from one connection, he would have just paid 800. What is the value of P? Next question says what is the value of Q? Next one says what is the value of R? Let's see how the equation is going to become. In his bill, do you think P is going to be a common factor? Correct, because for every new connection, he is going to pay P. Now, 30 free calls, he will not be charged for any of the 30 free calls. He will be only charged for Q minus 30 calls. He will be charged only for Q minus 30 calls, because out of Q, 30 will be free calls and remaining Q minus 30 will be paid calls. Hope all of you understand this. So P is going to be, say, a fixed cost, and this is going to be a variable cost. It depends on how many calls he makes. Charge is rupees 5. So he is going to pay 5 into Q minus 30. The total bill which he came out with was 500. So fixed cost plus chargeable Q minus 30 calls at 5 rupees per call. 5 rupees per call. So the total bill is 500. Hope all of you are with me. So P plus 5Q is 650. If you draw a similar equation or write a similar equation for the second calls, what will happen? Now he has made R call from the other connection. So how many chargeable calls now? R minus 30. Just like Q and Q minus 30, there will be R minus 30. So P plus 5 into R minus 30 is going to give me 400, which is the second bill. 500 first bill, 400 second bill. You get these 2 equations, 1 and 2. If I add the 2 equations, I will get something. Before that, had he made all the calls from single connection, P is still going to be a fixed cost plus 5 into Q plus R, because now he has made both calls, that is Q plus R calls from the same machine. Still, first 30 calls will be free. So Q plus R minus 30 is going to be the paid calls from a single connection, and his bill would have been just 800. That gives him P plus 5Q plus 5R is equal to 950. Right? So this is from single connection scenario. The first one is going to be first connection, and this is second connection. I have three equations. I just need to subtract. Say 1 from 3, 2 from 3, and you will get 5R is equal to 300. You will get 5R is equal to 300. Right? 950 part? Sure. Did you understand, Rahul, why P plus 5 into Q plus R minus 3 should be 800? Because all calls were made from the same connection. So Q calls and R calls from same connection. See this part. But only 30 are free. So chargeable calls are Q plus R minus 30 at 5 rupees per call. But because it's a single connection, only P rupees rental will be charged. And the bill happened to be 800. So fixed cost P, variable cost 5 into Q plus R minus 30 gives me 800. Solve it, you will get P plus 5Q plus 5R is 950. Now you will see P plus 5Q is already known to us as 650. So if I take P plus 5Q as 650, I will get R as 60. Rahul, hope you are clear. Similarly, once I know R, I can find the value of P and substitute in equation 1. So I will get the value of Q as 80. Once I know the value of R, correct, I can substitute in second equation, get a P. So I will get all the three values as 60, 80 and 250. 60, 80, 250. All the three questions are solved. So P is going to be 250. That is the answer to the first question. Q will be 80, R will be 60, will be second and third questions. Hope all of you are with me. Yes, so the next two questions answers will be 80 and 60, something which we have found initially. Nice, last two questions. Let's finish them off, but understand them well. Chunky is offered a contract with a startup for 2 years. The agreed payment is a payment of rupees 10 lakhs and company stock worth rupees X. So partly money, partly stocks. Fine. After 16 months, while the contract was for 2 years, that is 24 months. After 16 months, he leaves the job, leaves the project. Company pays him a prorated remuneration of 5.2 lakhs and company stock worth rupees 6. Prorated is proportionately lesser. Pro rata value is what we say, right? So what is the value of X? So he was supposed to work for 2 years and get 10 lakhs. Now he worked for only 16 months. He got 5.2 lakhs and a stock worth rupees X. He would have of course got a stock of X rupees. Now let's go step by step. If he would have worked for the entire duration, how many extra months he would have worked for? Yes, everyone, how many extra months would he have worked for? Yes, Disha, Jalaj, Pagun, Sri Chandan, Savita, Tanishk, everyone has noticed, Devanshi. Correct. So he would have worked for extra 8 months. Correct. So that's the first thing I have. For extra 8 months, now Chunky would have earned how much extra? He was paid only 5.2 lakhs out of 10 lakhs. He would have paid out of 10 lakhs, he was paid only 5.2 lakhs. That means he would have earned 4.8 lakhs extra if he would have fulfilled the commitment of 24 months. So for 8 months, if he would have received 4.8 lakhs, that means per month he would have received 60,000 rupees. 8 extra months, 4.8 extra. How? 4.8, 10 minus 5.2. He would have earned 60,000 per month. So for 24 months, in normal course, he would get paid 14.4 lakhs, that is 24 into 60,000. If he was paid only money, this is what he would have received, correct? 14.4 lakhs. But the company paid him some rupees and some stocks. Company would have paid him some rupees and some stocks. Now what is stock? It's money equivalent, correct? So for 16 months, he got a 5.2 lakhs, which was 4.8 lakhs short. So in extra 8 months, he would have earned at 60,000 per month. So for 24 months, he would have got 24 into 60,000, that is 14.4 lakhs. But this was 10 lakhs and a stock worth X. So 10 lakh was paid in cash out of 14.4, and the remaining has to be stocks. So the value of X is going to be 4.4 lakhs. Right, so we are working on the difference part here, the deficit part here, and getting the answer. What else you could have done? Yes, Ashutosh, you could have done that. Say for instead of 24 months, okay, he worked for 16 months. Now what's the ratio? 3:2, right? So if I say initially he would have got 10 plus X, correct? But I am only going to give him two-third. Yeah, Savita, please go ahead. I am going to give him only two-third of 10 plus X, isn't it? And that will happen to be 5.2 plus X. That would have been 5.2 plus X. Solve for X. Right? That is another way to go about it. It will give you the same answer of X as 4.4. So out of initial commitment, I only give two-third of that commitment. Devanshi, don't worry. The concepts will be explained through the questions, because if I tell you a series of 10 concepts, then you will remember only the 10th one and you would have forgotten the first two. So the best way to teach concepts are through questions, and I will announce at the end of every class that you are supposed to watch the pre-class videos before coming to the class, so we can solve more variety of questions. The intent is not to spend time in learning the concept. Intent is to solve more number of different variety of questions. Right. And the last one, a rectangle of side 20 cm and 25 cm is shown alongside. Squares were cut out at each of its corners to make a box of volume 462 cubic centimeter. Find the area of portion that was cut out. So imagine that maybe there is a craft class of your school, okay, or you are making a decorative piece, a tray, maybe at home, just to gift it to your small young little cousin. Okay, you want to give him a tray to make him happy. So what will you do? You will take a rectangular cardboard, you will cut the squares and you will fold them. You will fold them from all sides and you will get a nice little tray. Okay, it will look something like this. It will look something like this. If I make a small little tray, it will look like this. So what am I going to assume? Suppose I assume the cut corners having the side X. Okay, LSA, Mansi, what is LSA? Okay, find the area of portion that is cut out. So these cut portions is what I am supposed to find. So I am lateral surface area. Okay. So yes, I am only going to no. So once I cut the corners, I am supposed to find the area of those cut corners, Mansi. What will be area of corners? So what is area of the portion that is cut out? Can I say it is 4 into 4 squares? 1 into 4 squares. So x square into 4. Correct. I am supposed to find x square into 4, area of portion that was cut out with maybe a scissors. So knowing that the sides are 20 cm and 25 cm, can I say the middle side is going to be 25 minus 2x. And can I say the middle side is going to be 20 minus 2x. Now imagine the height of such a box will be x, right? The length will be 25 minus 2x and the width is going to be 20 minus 2x. Just needs a bit of visualization. Okay, length is so and so, breadth is so and so, height is so and so. What is volume of a box? This box, it's a cuboid. Correct? It's a cuboid. So the volume is length into breadth into height. Length into breadth into height. So just substitute the values. What will you get? You will get 25 minus 2x length, 20 minus 2x that is breadth, x which is a height. You can look at this. It is very self-explanatory. So the product is given to be 462 cubic centimeter. Now this is a cubic equation. This is a cubic equation. I'm not going to expand this and solve a cubic equation which will take ages. Right? All I'm going to do this is I'm going to simplify it to 25 minus 2x into 10 minus x into x is equal to 231. And break. Now this is the most important part. I'm going to factorize 231 in such a way. I'm going to factorize such a 231 in such a way that I get it as product of three numbers. Okay, this should in fact be 11 into 3 into 7. I break this into three parts, each representing a bracket. I'm going to split or factorize 231 into three parts, each of which stands for a particular bracket. And just do trial and error to find out which bracket will fit which value. So if you observe the bracket and if you observe the value, only possible value of x is 7. Only possible value of x is 7, which will make first bracket as 11, it will make second bracket as 3, and it will make third bracket as 7, and their product will be 231, which helps me to conclude that x is equal to 7, and hence 4x square is what I need, will be 196 square centimeter. Go through the solution once. If there is any doubt, please ask. I just divided this by 2. I also divided this by 2. Didn't get how the height is x. Once you cut the corner, this is what the box will become. And you will fold it. No, the box was not made from cut squares. Ashutosh, are you clear now? If you fold this box by cutting, imagine you are working on a craft. So don't worry about what you don't need. Just focus on what you need. Okay. Mansi, you have been asked the area of cut corner. Just worry about that. Folding part is what you missed. Otherwise, how will you make a box? Okay. So we are pretty much on time, or did we exceed by a minute or so, but not beyond that. Okay, what are the concepts? Now, important part, introduction to percentages, important part. Okay, why not 11 into 7 into 3? Okay, let me go back. There is a question and let me then come to the, why not 11 into 7 into 3? Tanishq, you can do 11 into 7 into 3, but remember that all these brackets should be fulfilled with those values because x is consistent. X is consistent, correct? So you will have to mix and match so that 10 minus x will be one of them and x will be the other of them. Hence, 3 into 7. If you do 7 into 3, just swap the brackets and you will still get x as 7. Is it okay to divide part of LHS by 2 and not at all of it? See, if you divide, then you will have to divide on both sides, Pagun, or don't divide. Correct. So either you retain 462, you will still get the answer. Okay. Introduction to percentages, percentage increase and decrease, percentage offset, successive percentage changes, introduction to profit and loss. Profit and loss is a big question, big area. We are going to cover it in two parts. The introduction is going to be in the next class. So this is not PS, this is QA 1.5 plus intro. Remember, it's only intro to QA 1.7, which is profit and loss. Okay, so you should watch the pre-class videos of QA 1.5 and 1.7. If not immediately, it is going to help you again, help you in future. Anyways, Asta, I will go back to that question, but hold on. So pre-class videos of 1.5 and 1.7, that is first work and practice exercise of all the classes that are over by now. Practice exercise of QA 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. You should be done with practice exercise of all. Not just that, you should be done with not branch marking. What happened to me? Benchmarking test. There is a benchmarking test for every class. Benchmarking tests of QA 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. You should be done with all this. Disha, 1.6 will happen after 1.5 and intro to 1.7. Okay, it will happen. Don't worry. We are not going to skip any class. We'll do all the classes. So this is homework for all those who have understood everything which was taught today. Okay. Last but not the least, this slide, start following Ashish, wait. So cat writer, cat holics, IMS Wikipedia, please start following these Instagram or YouTube or Facebook pages, and hope you have subscribed to IMS Future You YouTube channel. Okay, something which I'm going to repeat in the first few classes. Subscribe to this. Also start following B School Insider, very important series which talks about what happens inside a B school in all the repeated B schools. So first year, second year students of those B schools talk about their summer internships, placements, etc., etc. These are the questions which you will ask after 7 or 8 months from now, once you have calls in hand. And this is going to talk about various industry roles, industry options, people who have spent 3 to 4 years in corporate and they are B school graduates. They will talk about what they are doing in consulting, IT, FMCG, pharma, high tech, etc., etc. Right? So both properties are very important. Ashish, don't worry, you will be automatically added to the Telegram group. You need not worry about that. Okay, those who are clear can now log off. I am going back to about the folding part because someone is not clear about it. Yes, so if I fold the box, then I'm going to have a crease. Next class page. Next class page. Tanish, it is going to be QA 1.5. Okay, which is page 9090. Okay, it is going to be page 90 of your courseware, which is the class exercise of QA 1.5. Okay, so now if you crease it, okay, if you fold it, the crease is along this, Astha, isn't it? So now you fold it. What will be the height? The height will be x, and the two sides, the base will be 25 minus 2x and 20 minus 2x. Are you clear, Astha? Okay, thanks everyone else who has understood. See you in the next class. Okay. All of you, please make a habit of joining on time, because unless there are extraordinary circumstances, I am going to start 2 minutes before the scheduled time. That is, I will log in at 7:28 and wait for all of you to join. Have a great day, all of you. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.